Back to 95 and get home. They are Camden Yards, and tonight it's the A's, and the man who pitched a perfect game, Dallas Braden, will take the mound against Jeremy Guthrie. Game one of the three-game series next. It's the Orioles on Masson, and the O's happy to be back home at Camden Yards for the opener against the Oakland A's, hoping to take advantage of the home field advantage as the A's come in for the first of three second meeting for these teams this season. And it is a beautiful evening here at Camden Yards. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. For the Orioles, they lost 3 out of 4 in Oakland in the first meeting this season. It is a roster in a state of flux. We will talk about that. The manager, of course, under tremendous pressure daily with the discussion going on about whether he stays or not. And he said today, it has been very tough on me. So the Orioles hope, put a little light on this. Let's have some fun and get back home to do it. They'll have to do better than they did in Oakland, though, where the numbers against the A's were not good. The matchup, the A's won 3 out of 4. Batting average, A's with a distinct advantage. Runs, though, pretty darn close. Only a 2-run separation in the series. Home runs, there weren't many. In the ERA, that's what the A's are all about this year with that 3-0 against the Orioles 3-7-8. So, Jim, they've seen this ball club before and now try and do some damage here at home against them. Yeah, and the only time they beat him, Gary, out there is when they scored 8 runs. 2 of the losses out there were 1-run games. We saw that Sunday. We saw it down in Texas. So, they're offensively, when we talk about the Orioles, they struggled all year long. When they score a lot of runs, the magic number is anything over 4, they're 12-6. Any 3 runs or less, they're 2-25. So you got to score runs. It's going to be difficult to do it against Mr. Perfect. Dallas Braden's 5-1 with a very low ERA against the Orioles. But Guthrie's been pitching well. So are you going to do little things? Are you going to tag up? Are you going to make the big play? We'll just see if that's the case tonight. That's how you beat the A's. Both of these ball clubs are offensively challenged. They both have had tremendous problems with their offenses so far. So Guthrie will hope that stays the same for the A's. Well, you can see, Jeremy's numbers are outstanding, and he's actually, in 2 of his last 3 starts, he got 7 and 8 runs after getting 9 runs in his first 6 starts while he was in the game. But the key is to get the lead early against Oakland. They're 16-0 if they are leading after 6 innings pitched. So for Jeremy, you always say you're not pitching against Braden, who's very good against the Orioles. You pitch against their offense. Well, you better keep them down, because if they have the lead, they have yet to lose when we talk about the Oakland A's. The Orioles, of course, have not had Brian Roberts, their leadoff batter, and the A's tonight aren't going to have theirs either. Coco Chris was put in the lineup, but was then taken out only about 5 or 10 minutes ago. So they've moved Pennington from the number 9 spot to the number 1 spot. Yeah, and he's a switch hitter. He's stolen 5 bases, other than Roger Davis, who's got 15. He's the guy that runs on this ball club. So again, he'll be the guy for a while. And they have a lot of guys with very few at bats because they've had a lot of injuries too. All right, we are ready to go here at Camden Yards. Great to have you with us on this lovely evening for baseball. When we come back, first pitch, Jeremy Guthrie starting for the Orioles. welcome you back. Good crowd coming in here for this game against the A's, who are just 2 games out of first place with a 23-22 mark in the American League West. Let's take a look at our train. Game time temperature 77 degrees under beautifully clear skies. Visit trainsearch.com to locate an independent train dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup, and it is one that's been revised about 4 times in the last hour. For Guerin's A's, it'll be Pennington, Barton, and Sweeney, Suzuki, Custon, Kuzmanov, Gross, Ellis, and Patterson. Coco Crisp remains out, second game in a row that he has missed. Kurt Suzuki, big-time numbers against Guthrie.
31-year-old right-hander out of Nevada now, born in Oregon. A little breathing room because they have scored some runs for him. He's won 2 straight games, and again, the magic thing, you don't want to be trailing the A's going in the late innings. They're 16-0 if they have a lead going into the 7th inning. So pitch well early. Hope you get some support and take it from there.
And Cliff Pennington finds himself in the leadoff spot against Guthrie. He had a big series against the Orioles in the 4 games in Oakland. He went 4 for 12 with 4 RBIs, and we are underway. Pitch is in there for a strike. Pennington is a switch hitter in this leadoff spot with a .231 overall average for him. You'll see a lot of low numbers like that in this lineup for the A's because, like the Orioles, the offense has struggled to get things going. He's batting .214 left-handed and .271 right-handed. 2 of his home runs have been hit from the left side, 2 out of 3. Fastball by Guthrie's up high, 1-2.
Yeah, they pretty much come in a game over 500 at 23-22 because of their pitching staff. Not on the road, but at home. I mean, they're a great home team.
Little duck music right there, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, Jeremy, not comfortable pitching in, but again, if you want to get somebody out, not over Cliff Pennington's head, if you want to get him out away, you do have to come in. Of course, he comes right back in.
Pop that one up, second base side. First baseman Wigginton calling for it, and will put it away.
Take a look at our defense. Little different look. Patterson, Jones, Markakis, that's your normal outfield. Tejada still at third base. It's Torres. Lugo will play second. Wigginton moves over to first base. And then the young Matt Wieters turned 24 last week. He'll be doing the catching.
Batting second in the lineup, Barton, who will take the pitch. Derek Barton's put up some good numbers. He's been streaky early on here in the season. I guess it's still early on. 11 doubles, couple of home runs, and 16 RBIs for Barton. Guthrie will take the pitch down low. Barton's a 1 for 5 lifetime off Guthrie. Left-handers in this lineup. Guerin's trying to get as many in as he can with his switch hitters. Lefties are hitting 280 off Guthrie, while the right-handers are hitting just 189. He's had tremendous success against right-handers as the opponent average has dropped right-handers from 274 last year to 189 coming into this ball game tonight. 2-1 delivery on the way to Barton. He will take it. It'll miss down low.
Well, the one thing that Derek Barton could do, he's got on the season 30 base on balls. 20 of those came in the month of April. He will take the walk with the best of them. You know, all of his home runs are against right-handed pitching, but the batting average pretty much the same. Comes in around 265 against both lefties and righties.
3-ball, 2-strike count on him. Interesting matchup. 2 pitchers with Braden and Guthrie, who rarely, if ever, walk anybody. Check swing, foul ball right back into the seats. Jeremy Guthrie comes into this game third best in the league with just 1.5 walks per 9 innings. He's given up only 10 total walks in 58 innings. And you see Braden is right ahead of him, and Carl Pavano at 1-2-3 is number 1. Off-speed pitch will be hit into right field. Good piece of hitting right there by Barton. He just covered the plate and got a single.
And you know you have to throw him a strike. A little breaking ball served into right. There's your 4-seam fastball. There's the one he throws most of the time, the 2-seamer. The spike curveball, kind of like a knuckle curveball. Slider, which is what Barton just hit into right field. And then your circle changeup. You can see the forefinger and the thumb forming a circle, and that's how you throw it. We're going to see that from Dallas Braden all night long.
Runner on at first base, and that'll bring up Sweeney, Ryan Sweeney at 308. As you would expect, the solid numbers in that number 3 hole. He and Suzuki and Cuss go back to back to back in the order, and they've got some of the best offensive numbers going this season. And that'll be a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Sweeney. Sweeney had a huge series against the Orioles. There you see Suzuki. Sweeney in Oakland went 5 for 13. He had 5 RBIs against the Orioles in that 4-game series. 1-1 delivery and fouled off. 1-ball, 2-strike count. There you see the leaders for the A's and runs batted in. Kuzmanov, Sweeney, Pennington, Barton, and Suzuki in that order in double digits.
Yeah, Suzuki, he's on deck. He missed a bunch of times, so that number would certainly be better if he was healthy. Only 88 at bats.
Good pitch on the inside corner, and it's a called strike, and Guthrie gets the K.
Yeah, you don't see that very much. We were talking about a week ago. He said, I had trouble getting my 2-seamer in there. I said, well, throw the 4-seamer, and that's what that was at 95. And then you don't have to worry about it running back as well. I mean, that's the perfect pitch, and it will set up your next at-bats.
So he gets 2 down with Barton still on at first base. Kurt Suzuki, who is the cleanup batter, comes in with a 3-game hit streak going. And great numbers against Guthrie. He's a .500 hitter against the Orioles starter, 5 for 10 with 1 home run. And he will take the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Now, this is one guy in the lineup that, as far as Guthrie's concerned, he does not want to beat him.
Yeah, you want to stay out of the kind of inside middle. I mean, he can drop the head of the bat. Not a home run guy per se, but he'll look for pitches. Obviously, the slider low and away, and of course, everybody has trouble with that. I mean, he's kind of one of those high and tight, low and away guys. The pitcher meetings are all about these type of guys. Just don't ever give him anything to hit. Up and in, down and away. That'll work on anybody. Most anybody.
Most. 1-ball, 1-strike count. Runner at first base. Suzuki will take that one long and foul.
Okay, and there's your flat slider. And when anybody, and I went through. Obviously, I didn't pitch to Kurt Suzuki, but you have guys with real good numbers, and that usually means you are not executing your pitches. They are getting good pitches to hit. They see the ball well. And that was a perfect example. Jeremy gets a little bit lucky because he's out in front of it and pulls that hanging slider foul.
Jeremy's given up a couple of runs in the first inning on 9 hits this year in his 9 starts. That one to short, got a force at second is Torres to Lugo, and a good job by Guthrie. He gets nothing up in this first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. A revised Orioles lineup that came in late. We'll look at that coming up. Jones with a hit streak going coming into this one.
And our scouting report on Dallas Braden. Well, imperfect offense. He was perfect on Mother's Day, the 9th, with the 19th perfect game ever, but they haven't scored any runs for him and shut out 3 of the last 4 games. Loves pitching against the Orioles. In fact, got his first major league win right here at Camden Yards. And then change is good. Boy, he's got a great change up. Throw it any count. He is probably, well, he's only 26. He is a young Jamie Moyer. He will throw his change up like most pitchers use their fastball. Any count, any time.
So Dallas Braden will go to work. Corey Patterson will stand in. Moving in at third base, Kuzmanov. And Patterson will take the pitch for a strike. Corey Patterson obviously has made a real difference at the top of the order for the Orioles. 286, couple of home runs, 5 RBIs, forcing the D to treat his speed appropriately, both the ability to bunt and when he gets on, the ability to run. 1 ball, 1 strike count on him. Kuzmanov in on the grass at third base. Left-hander's pitch, and that will be fouled off. He's playing with his brother on the opposing team tonight, Eric Patterson, making the start for the Oakland A's. It's the first time that they've played in a game, same game, since April of 2008, when the two of them got into a National League game together, 4 different teams. There's a Corey pinch hit for Cincinnati in the ball game, and Eric pinch hit for the Chicago Cubs. And that's the last time the two of them saw one another on the field in opposing uniforms. 2-2 delivery, and that's going to miss inside. And a 3 ball, 2 strike count. As we said, Braden, like Guthrie, doesn't walk anybody. 1.4 per 9 innings, second best in the American League.
Yeah, only 1 time all year. This will be his 10th start as he walked more than 1.
3-2 delivery, shattered the bat. He's got to get over there to cover. It'll be taken instead by Barton to the bag for the out. Perfect game.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, he was something special. And again, it's on Mother's Day. His mother had passed away from skin cancer. Peggy Lindsay, his grandmother, who had raised him up in Stockton, California, is there. They celebrate. There she is.
And then, of course, you got to pitch again. Since then, 2 starts, 0-2, ERA very good, and not 1 run has been scored in those games while he's been on the mound.
Well, you talked about the fact that they're pretty inept sometimes scoring runs, and they certainly. And I don't know if any of our guys have been that poor, but we can go out there. A lot of guys struggling in the Orioles, not getting a lot of run support.
None is really.
Yeah, well, that's
really low. It's really low.
You got to be perfect all the time.
And you still don't win.
No, you just get a no decision.
Lugo was not going to bat in the 2 spot. He was supposed to bat 8th in this game, but with Scott coming out, Wigginton, who was going to bat 2nd, got moved down to 5th. So as a result, here's Julio Lugo batting in the number 2 hole. 1 ball, 1 strike count on him. And the off speed. During the off season for Dallas Braden, the 2 things he worked on were the cutter and improving in his changeup, and both of those have really come into play this year.
Yeah, the cutter to get the righty off the outside corner, and then the 2-seamer and that changeup right in that area. It really makes a big difference. And of course, if you're a control guy, the cutter's real important. A lot of young pitchers will try to go to the cutter without really commanding their fastball, and then not quite as effective.
Get that home road differential.
That's the whole team. Yeah, their team. I mean, they come in. It's pretty simple. They pitch real well at home. I mean, they got a 2.79 ERA, and on the road, it's 2.9 runs higher, almost 3 runs higher. And they're 18-9 at home and 5-13 on the road. And the pitching has a lot to do with it.
They neither hit nor pitch on the road. Exactly the opposite of what they've done at their home ballpark. 3-2 delivery, and Lugo goes down, and there's that fadeaway pitch.
Yep, change is good when you can command it there.
36 strikeouts in 60 innings for Dallas Braden.
I mean, perfectly located. It looks like a fastball. Talking to Ray Fosse, who caught some great pitching staffs and now does radio and television. And there's your circle changeup, and the arm speed is what really sells it. You think it's a fastball, you can't read it, and they're always going to be out in front.
Nick Markakis, 7-game hit streak coming into this ball game, hitting at .304 in the year, and will take the pitch for the ball. Nick has had just one hit in 14 at-bats lifetime off Dallas Braden, this 26-year-old left-hander. And Braden will get that one in there for a strike. Against the lefties on the season, Markakis hitting .364 against left-handers and .276 against righties. Almost a 100-point difference. And he continues it right here. And Braden, who ducked down to get out of the way, kind of went quack, quack with his glove as the ball sailed over his head.
Well, there goes the perfect game. Breaking ball right in the middle of the plate. And one of the reasons, at least in my estimation, why Nick doesn't hit a lot of home runs is because he hits left-handers so well. He's not trying to hit home runs. He's trying to use the whole field. Most of the direction of his hits up the middle of the left field.
Now here's Miguel Tejada as the Orioles get one on with 2 away. Barton will hold the bag at first on Nick Markakis. A very good pickoff move, so you've got to be very careful with this left-hander on the mound. He's picked a couple off already this season, and he has 11 in his career.
They haven't stolen a base the last 2 years. It's pretty impressive.
60 innings.
Yeah. So
without a stolen base against him.
So you control the running game. That's a big important part of pitching. Well, Mickey got a haircut today on his birthday.
Happy birthday.
I told him it won't matter. You'll be more aerodynamically fit tonight. You're probably going to hit 2 home runs and not even try. He goes, that's all right.
0-1 delivery to him, and that'll be taken inside.
That would be a nice birthday present.
That would be a very good
especially if you don't try, because you can't hit home runs if you try. We know that. Well, maybe you can every once in a while. It's just the 500, 1,000 bats that you give up trying to do it.
Let's see, Miggy's had 3 of his 4 here at Camden Yards this year, the long ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Also, keep in mind, this pitching staff of the A's has not surrendered a run in the last 20 innings. They are coming off a 3-game sweep of the Giants, and they shut the Giants out in the last 2 ball games. So it's 20 consecutive innings scoreless by the A's pitchers. That one to third because Mounthoff is there, and he's got it. Tejada's retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, make it 21 innings without a run being scored against him. We completed 1 here at Camden Yards, no score. Is now in the DL. The Orioles, Miguel Tejada, when he played there. Jason Giambi and Ben Grieve, top doubles hitters. Here's Jack Cust. Cust is the designated hitter in this ball game. Again, a left-hander, number 1, 2. He's 3 for 9 with a home run lifetime off Guthrie.
Yeah, they actually set him out to start the season, and he's back. And when he's back, on-base percentage is usually somewhere around 40% of the time. Very patient hitter. Looking for a ball to drive. That usually means out over the plate until he gets 2 strikes, and then he'll scuffle. I said, you learn anything in AAA? He goes absolutely nothing, other than I didn't want to be there. Happy to be back.
They want some power. The A's have not had a home run in 6 consecutive ball games. And they've been held to 2 or fewer runs in 8 of the last 16. So they are trying to find a way to generate some offense. That 6 games without a homer matches their longest homerless streak in the last 27 years.
I guess they've done it 8 times. So if they go homerless tonight, that'll set a record.
Set a record.
Suppose, yeah.
Pitch is taken outside, and a 3-ball 1-strike count uncust.
Yeah, he's difficult because you know what he's trying to do. I mean, he's trying to look for a ball outside middle until he gets to 2 strikes, and then he'll just battle. And you're trying to make the perfect pitch, or at least get a strike out of the middle of the zone. And Jeremy hadn't done it. Now you're into a hitter's count.
And he fouled that one away. It's only his 9th game. He's only had 23 at bats at the big club, as Jim said, since he'd been playing at the minor league level. So really just getting back into the swing of it. He came up on the 15th of this month, and he has started each of the 9 games since being recalled. He's been in left field, designated hitter, 3rd time as a DH. 3-2 delivery by Guthrie, and that will be a walk. So a leadoff walk here in the 2nd inning to Cust. The Orioles continue to have to shuffle the roster. Uehara and Alfredo Simon have both gone on the DL. That means, of course, you got to make some changes. Alberto Castillo for the 3rd time, the left-handed reliever, and Frank Nada, who's at the major league level for the 1st time. When he gets into a ball game, it will be his first major league game.
Yeah, trying to get a little scouting report out of Venezuela. You know, throws strikes, keeps the ball in the ballpark, not overpowering. But if you can make good pitches, a lot of times you can get 3 outs if that's the role. If he indeed is going to be the closer, that's what he was at Norfolk.
Yep. There's Kevin Kuzmanov. Kuzmanov, the 3rd baseman. He's got a 6-game hit streak. 1-0 delivery to him. A slider is going to miss outside. Kuzmanov with 3 home runs, 21 RBIs. Wieters out to the mound to have a word with Jeremy Guthrie after walking a batter who's fallen behind Kuzmanov 2-0.
Yeah, that lead-off batter against a guy that doesn't give up many runs in Dallas Braden. That's the last thing you want to do.
See how this game gets played, Jim, early on, whether or not Bob Guerin will go to the small ball route here. Kuzmanov did not square around at all, and doesn't here. Center field, Jones. And will haul it in. Cust will go back to the bag. 1 away. Gabe Gross was not going to play in the ball game tonight. With the changes that were made, he gets inserted and plays in center field in this game. And again, trying to get as many left-handed bats in there as possible, as Coco Crisp has got a pec muscle strain that kept him out of the game Sunday. He tried with BP and fielding today, then was in the lineup, and then just before game time got taken out of it. He just came back on Friday from the DL. That's going to be a base hit by Gross into the corner. Cust without speed heads to 3rd, and he's going to be stopped there. And it will be a double for Gross. 2nd and 3rd with 1 away.
Well, we always talk, at least I always talk about the fact that you can kind of tell what Jeremy Guthrie's going to do with his fastball command. They're trying to come in. And when you go in, you better get in, especially when a guy is looking fastball. What else would you look off of Guthrie? He throws 94 to 95, so that's what Gabe Gross does, and real good swing. I mean, that was a short stroke on a ball that wasn't way in, but not a bad, horrible pitch, just a bad result.
So here is Mark Ellis, the 2nd baseman, with an RBI opportunity right here for Oakland, with runners at 2nd and 3rd and only 1 down. Ellis moved into this spot because of the lineup change. Wouldn't you know it? I mean, Gross isn't supposed to play, so he gets in with a double. Ellis was supposed to hit in Gross's spot. He gets moved down the spot, and here he gets the RBI chance.
And he always hit the Orioles well. His lifetime average about 265, 295 lifetime hitter against the O's.
That one up the middle. A run's going to score. Play is going to be to first. Hustled over by Lugo to get the out. Ellis is retired. He will get an RBI, and Oakland's got a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, you take a look around, and you see everybody's back because of the runner on second, and obviously the runner on third. So, again, just a routine ground ball. Anything to the right side is going to get a run in. And that's exactly what Mark Ellis is able to do.
So, the leadoff walk once again comes around to score. That'll be the 4th RBI for Ellis. He's just coming off the DL, too. And here is Patterson. Eric on a big cut. Eric Patterson getting the start in left field. Ball game today. Patterson moved into the number 9 hole. That 219 average. Does have 4 home runs. He's tended, when he's been able to get a hit, to have extra base hits.
Yeah. He's a wiry guy. Yeah, I was talking to Corey. Corey said I'm 5'9" and 3/4. My brother's 6 feet tall, a little bit taller. His mom's here tonight, so she's going to get to see both of the boys play. He was in trying to talk to Ty Waller, saying, I got to get in the lineup. My mom's here. He said, well, which day do you want to play on? Which day do you play best? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which one? We'll see.
Today. Over the bag, fair ball. Nice play made, and Guthrie gets there in time to get the out. Ty Wigginton at first base, and Guthrie combined for a big out right there. 1 run scores, a leadoff walk, and a double in the inning, but it ends on a good defensive play.
The organization's belief that his stuff really is better suited out of the bullpen. Dave said he doesn't know if the 9th inning is the right place for him right now, but he's not opposed to putting him there. As for David wants to be a starter, but he understands his role with the team. But Dave Tremblay said once David makes that move into the bullpen, they expect to keep him there, barring any emergency. Now, Jim and Gary, the question is, who is the closer now?
We'll see.
And the answer is nobody. Dave Tremblay said today, I'm not going to name a closer. It's going to depend on the situation, who's pitching well, matchups. There's not going to be one guy for the moment anyway who's got that job.
Well, there is a guy out there that has pitched well enough and has enough experience, and that's Will Ullman. Especially what you talked about, the matchups. I mean, he gets both lefties and righties out, but otherwise you may force the other team to go to the bench, and usually the bench is not as good as the guys you played initially.
1-2 delivery. Ty Wigginton up there, and he'll take it for a strike. He didn't think so. Second strikeout for Dallas Braden. One away here in the second inning.
Yeah, 85-mile-per-hour heater. He just catches the knees and the plate.
The other thing, Jim, is there's going to be another change coming. The Orioles are going to have to watch the strikeout. The Orioles are going to have to get another starter up here in a matter of a week probably, and Dave Tremblay said it will be a minor leaguer, AAA pitcher. Said, I'll let you figure it out, saying that to the press in general.
Well, it could be Tillman, could be Arrieta. Tillman, of course, has the major league experience, has been pitching well, as has Jake Arrieta. It's nice to have some options.
Yeah. You just watch and see who gets scratched from a start down there or who gets pulled from a game early. Adam Jones up. Adam's got a 10-game hit streak going. He'll have to do better against the opposing pitcher to keep it going because he's 0 for 11 off Dallas Braden in his career. 10-game hit streak is a career high. And that is going to be taken inside. As Adams' bat has come alive, pushing the average up to 254. He kept it going over the weekend, finding some extra base hits, a couple of home runs, slugging percentage up during the streak. That's good news for him and the Orioles. Braden's pitch is away, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Jones.
Yeah, still struggling against the lefty, so this will be a battle.
Braden, 2-1 delivery on the way, and Jones going to get a base hit. He keeps it going. Braden puts his hands on his hips and kicks the ground.
That 171 average just went up. You know it's going to go up. You can't have that much talent and be hitting as you head into June under 200 against lefties. He just seems like he's quieted down. I mean, the other day, hard to believe on a guy in his third year. He said, "I just in a state of panic up there." I said, "Well, slow everything down, track pitches, do whatever it takes." And it looks like he's trying to slow things down, and it's working. Yeah.
Here's Matt Wieters. Orioles get their second hit off Dallas Braden. 1 down, Wieters. 1 for 5 off the left-hander, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Switch hitter, of course, hitting .273 right-handed. .250 from the other side. 3 of his 4 home runs have been hit from the other side, the left side, this season. Very tough to steal, as we said, on Braden and Suzuki. Suzuki 6 out of 20 catching base stealers, and Dallas Braden doesn't give you any break in getting a good jump.
Yeah, he's a lot like Andy Pettitte, where that front leg, his right leg, goes up. If it goes, in other words, if it goes behind the pitching rubber, you have to go home. If it's kind of right on that borderline where you kind of lift it straight up and it appears that's the case, and let's look at Adam Jones. He's looking right at that right leg. So he doesn't kick it back. I mean, then he slide steps right there, and of course not anywhere near the command you usually have.
Then you got nothing to go on if you're the runner with that.
Well, yeah. If you went on that, you might as well head back to first because, again, I mean, a slide step, you just slide the front leg. It's harder to usually for most guys to command your stuff, and you could see he just pulled it inside.
Wieters had a 2 for 16 in the 4 games in Oakland. 2-1 delivery on the way to him, and that's taken down low. And that gets ahead on the count here, 3-1. He is 1 for 5 lifetime off Dallas Braden. Braden followed up his perfect game. He had a complete Game 7 hitter against the Los Angeles Angels following that game. Throw over and got him! His 3rd pickoff of the season and the 12th of his career. And Dave Tremblay is coming out to argue with Mark Carlson, the first base umpire. John Shelby did not think they got him, and neither did Jones.
Well, take a look for yourself. And that's one of those step-off throws. And of course, preparing for Dallas Braden, you would have imagined anybody playing tonight on the bench would have looked at the film. So you know he's got the conventional move, and then he's got the step-off move.
They're going to have a long talk here, and the home plate umpire, Jeff Kellogg, is going to make his way down. He did get Adam leaning.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's part of the deal. It looked like he was out to me. I don't know. Maybe it's, great angle right there. Did he? The tag got there before the hand, but did he actually tag him?
That's just going out, standing up for your player. And Dave Tremblay heads off, so there's a big out pickoff.
Part of the game. And boy, if you can control the running game, especially if you're left-handed, what a bonus.
Matt Wieters, 3-1 delivery. That'll be hit down to third base. Kuzmanov And as a result of the pickoff, only 3 batters faced. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. We completed 2 here at Camden Yards. 1-0 A's. Jim Palmer and Amber Theo Harris. I'm Gary Thorne, and great to have you on board here as the A's have jumped out to the 1-0 lead. Ellis getting the RBI and a ground ball out against Jeremy Guthrie. Guthrie 1-3 lifetime against the A's. Has pitched against them once this year and was non-decision in Oakland. Couple of runs, 6 hits, over 6 2/3 innings in that ball game back on April 17. Top of the order, Cliff Pennington bunting for a base hit, will foul it away. Pennington popped out his first time up. This Oakland ball club, the offensive numbers when you compare the Orioles and Oakland, there's not much difference. Guerin's team 9th in average, 11th in runs. The Orioles 8th in average, 13th in runs. As Jim mentioned, it's the pitching that makes the difference. The A's starters are 3rd. The Orioles are 12th. So Bob Guerin in his 4th season as the manager, once again, as they have done for decades seemingly, looking at the pitching to win games. 1-2 Pennington.
And yeah, the whole philosophy of Moneyball, high on base percentage, and they don't have that. I mean, nor do the Orioles. On base percentage, the A's are 10th, Orioles 11th. Home runs, Orioles are 7th. But they're all the way down at 13th. And the fastball just missed in. So it is about the pitching. And it's about the pitching at home, where, again, they generate 3 runs a game at home, they win. Because their ERA is under that. On the road, they need to score 6 runs, and they're not doing that. That's why the record's so poor.
They have lost 12 of the last 14 road games. The A's have. So the Orioles hope to take advantage of that, because the Orioles have played some pretty decent baseball here at home of late. One's fouled off towards the seats, and that's out of there. I mean, it's really 2 different ball clubs depending on home or road. Average, runs per games, runner and scoring position numbers, a disaster in the road, and that ERA Jim talked about.
But look at the difference there. That's where you win the games, and then on the road, obviously no chance.
Lugo will get the big hop. Pennington is retired. 1 down, 3rd inning. The Orioles continue this 3-game series with the A's tomorrow night, 7:05. So start your Memorial Day weekend early with a great night out with family and friends here at Camden Yards. 888-848-BIRD, or go to Orioles.com. Brian Mattis 2-4. Trevor Cahill 2-2 tomorrow. And then the 3rd game on Thursday, David Hernandez and Gio Gonzalez. Hernandez 1-5. Gonzalez 5-3. Hernandez, as we said, has gone to the bullpen, so he's going to be coming out of there in that starting role. So they just will keep Hernandez out in the pen, as Amber reported, unless there is an emergency need for a starter. And then we'll make a call up for Saturday's game from the AAA ball club, Tillman or Jake Arrieta. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and that's going to be taken inside on a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, because of the off day, Bergeson can come back and pitch on Thursday. And so the Hernandez could stay out there indefinitely.
Yep. That's really the plan.
Yeah. I mean, everybody seems to think that when you talk to Rick Kranitz, and it's not, I mean, David, I think, has improved. His windup's improved. His pitch selection, he threw more changeups than I've ever seen him in the game in Washington. But Rick said, I just think his stuff is real good for the bullpen.
That's going to be a base hit into right field. So 2 for 2 for Eric Barton in the ball game. We're talking about the Orioles at home of late with that 7-5 mark over the last 12, and the reason has been starting pitching here at home.
Yeah, and the big question against Braden, because he's 5-1 with a minuscule ERA of like 157, are you going to get that kind of run support tonight? And you'd like to, Dave Tremblay always says the key to any 3-game series, try to win the first night. Well, actually try to win them all, but start somewhere. And you try to do it the first night, and that's going to be difficult. And, you know, it's one of the games where Jeremy's going to really have to figure out, because his command not as good as it's been over the last 3-4 starts. And just watch the glove. You can tell. A lot of balls in the middle of the plate.
Brian Sweeney with a runner at first base and 1 down. And Sweeney launches that one to left field. It's in the yard. Patterson is there. Runner halfway. Sweeney with an 0 for 2 in the ball game. Back to first base goes Barton. And that will bring up Kirk Suzuki. Hit into a fielder's choice his first time up.
Yeah, crisply. And you talked about those numbers, 5 for 10. And the good news for Jeremy, he just threw him a 2-seamer. He hit it very hard, but hit it on the ground. And that's why Guthrie, he's really getting back to where he was in 2007 and 2008, making many more quality pitches. You know, last year led the American League in home runs, and lost was 35 and 17. 17 doesn't bother me that much because it's a reflection of not pitching well, but also the club only won 64. It's the home run ball that hurt him.
This year, only 7 home runs have been allowed. He's gotten 73% of leadoff batters out, so he's been able to get the leadoff man. Didn't in the second inning, and it cost him with the leadoff walk. Suzuki will take a strike. Suzuki came off the DL on May 16. He is one of the reasons they struggle on the road, because at home he's hitting .313 with all four of his home runs. On the road, 125 so far. Short lead at first. Guthrie, the high set, 1-1. Nicked him, and he's on. So Jeremy Guthrie, with 2 down, has Suzuki on at first base, moving Barton down to second.
Yeah, when your ball runs that much, it means you're usually dropping your arm. You know, maybe opening up a little bit. You know, Jeremy, a lot of times will get in that little habit. You could see just off the midsection, because he was out for a lot of those games. Intercostal muscle. That's kind of like the oblique. I always thought it's something you cruise your boat on, the intercostal.
I did too. Go fishing there, but
this is the intercostal.
Here's Jack Cust, 5th batter hit by Guthrie on the season. Cust with 2 down. Will take the pitch inside. Like the Orioles, the A's do not do well with 2 down. Runners in scoring position, only .216. The Orioles .222. So combined, not many 2-out runs. 1-0 count. Cust drew the walk and scored in the second inning. He will take the pitch for a strike on the inside corner. An amazing sense of the strike zone. He just will not go after pitches that he doesn't want to swing at.
Well, we talked about, I mean, he was making over $2.5 million, but he led the club in runs last year, on base percentage, home runs. I mean, he did a lot of positive things. Average wasn't very high, but that's his style. He's an Adam Dunn with not quite as much power, where he's going up to look for a certain pitch in a certain area until you get to 2 strikes. And if he strikes out, fine. If he runs the count to 3-1 to take the walk.
Big cut right there. He was going for the long ball. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, he threw that ball right by him. And usually, if you're out there, and again, you can see, look how that's about a foot from where the glove is, and that's the kind of night so far for Jeremy, but the stuff was real good. And you read that if you're a pitcher. You threw him a fastball almost in the middle of the plate. He didn't even get to it.
So a 1-2 count. Runners off first and second. The A's up 1. Cust with a 2-out chance to add to that. 1-2 delivery by Guthrie to him. He'll take it. And the count goes to 2-2.
See, that's the amazing thing. I mean, Jeremy throws a ball right by a guy and comes back with a slider. One ball's at 95. He doesn't get to it. If that ball's in the middle of the plate, that bat head is going to get sped up. It boggles my mind because reading the bat is, for both Matt Wieters and Jeremy, is such an important part of the game.
2-ball, 2-strike count. And right off the end of the bat and fouled off. I mean, there are a lot of ball clubs used to have the signals called from the bench. Dave Tremblay hates doing that as far as calling the ball game. He and Rick Kranitz both believe that Wieters, the catcher, whoever that may be, has to learn to do that and be able to take charge of a ball game. But if you see things happening like what you're talking about, maybe you need to pull some of that back and help out by calling things in.
Well, we saw that on the walk-off home from Willingham. The walk-off home run. I mean, there's no way you pitched to him with Mike Morse on deck.
2-2, and it goes forward.
Willingham had hit a 2-run home run. If you're Clay Meredith, you make your pitch or you walk him. You take your chances. And the pitch count, look at that already. Oof. It's been a struggle tonight. It's not about velocity, it's about command.
And a bullpen that's been heavily taxed of late. 3-2, runners will be going. Barton on at second base, Suzuki on at first. 3-2 delivery, Cust draws a walk again. Mercy. Tremendous patience, and the bases are loaded with 2 down for Kuzmanov.
But Gary, if you were pitching tonight,
you'd be in real trouble.
No, you're right. But you would be a lefty, of course. But would you know that Jack Cust has a good eye? You would pitch accordingly. You're not going to swing at balls out of the strike zone. It's not like it's new news. It's not like we have a news alert coming over the bottom of your television. So when you throw a ball by him, it's funny. I'm talking to Kevin Millwood. I said, "Are we ever going to see 3 straight fastballs again to a hitter?" Because he cuts it, turns it over. He said, "Not in this ballpark." So maybe Jeremy's coming from the same place
in this ballpark.
Yeah, because Kevin's thrown 10 home runs, 9 of them here, only 1 on the road.
Yep. Well, bases are loaded, 2 down. Kuzmanov flied out to center field first time up.
And he got a great 2-0 pitch and hit a BB right at Adam Jones.
He's 0 for 4 in the only times that he has faced Jeremy Guthrie on the season. So the A's get a big chance here. You see 3 grand slams in his career. Not this time. Guthrie gets the pop up to second base. Lou goes under, and that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They leave the bases loaded. The A's have stranded 5 through 3 innings. infamous Bucky James Walpert passed away. A tremendous story about his dad, married for 63 years. Wife passed away in April of 2005. His father was 1942 in the U.S. Army. He was a boxer. He traveled with the Joe Louis traveling boxing show to entertain troops. And then 2 days prior to D-Day, he was called on to join the 2nd Ranger Battalion. They went in 30 minutes ahead of everybody else into Normandy to take out a gun position at the top of a cliff where the main Normandy landing was going to take place. And Tim's father was involved in that and was recognized for his action in that, and has a special monument and marking at the Cumberland Veterans Memorial Park. And so we recognize his dad and their loss, and we send along our best wishes. Put in the air to right field. Garrett Atkins in his first at bat. Sweeney is there, 1 away. Don't care what your age is. Passing away of your mom and dad is a monumental moment in your life. It's just very tough. 1 down, 1-0 lead for the A's, and that'll bring up his Turris to be followed by Patterson.
They try to dwell on all the good times, and after my dad passed away, 2 years later, you're dialing his number.
Amazing, isn't it? Yep. Yeah, sometimes you just always, you grow up always assuming they'll always be there.
Well, at least my parents were always there for me. You just figure that's kind of the way it's going to be.
Foul back into the seats is Turris. Picking the pace up a little bit at the plate for the Orioles. He's been able to get on, trying to be a table setter in the bottom part of the order for the O's. And he's had ups and downs, 5 hits, 3 walks in the last 4 games. Punches that one to shallow right, and that's going to be a base hit. Into the moving Bermuda Triangle as Turris is on with a 1-out single.
He'd be yelling from the bench, he hit it like you threw it. Here's a good changeup down and away, and he just serves it into right. This is how you cover the outside corner. Look at that changeup just fade away and right on the end of the bat. But again, he committed himself to it. Dallas Braden thinking, well, I might have to, everybody's out there, I might have to get over to second.
The Orioles 3 hits now off Dallas Braden.
And you really need this because it does set up that hole in the right field. Hard to get runners to third here at Camden Yards because it's so shallow if you charge the ball.
Corey Patterson, leadoff batter, grounded out his first time up. Braden making his 10th start of the season. His team 5-4 in the 9 starts he has made so far this season.
Yeah, the amazing number was that lefty and righties were hitting both 226. It tells you what kind of year he's had coming into this game. Forget the record.
Snap throw.
Yeah, that's what he picked off Jones with. You really should start in foul territory and come running across the bag so you don't get picked off. That's the kind of mood he had. We've seen Pettit do it for years with the Yankees.
0-2. You're not going to go anywhere, so there's no sense getting very far off.
And then he makes a perfect pitch. Yeah, a slide step perfect pitch.
3 strikeouts in the game for him.
So again, born in Phoenix, out of Stockton, and that's where Peggy Lindsay raised him. She ran a Quality Inn, and he had a room there, and then he went to American River College, but he was drafted out of Texas Tech, and I guess one of their scouts, Blake Davis, was saying that he wasn't outstanding stuff, like a light up the radar gun, but everybody there said he was the leader on the team. So he said, I'll tell you what, give me $15,000, I'll sign. 24th round, he did. And he's figured it out here at the big league level. Great story.
Yep. 18 wins, 25 losses in his young career. He is 26 years old because of the experience at college. Bunted, going for a base hit, Lugo, and not quite going to get it. Jeff Nelson, third base umpire right there, and Kuzmanov waited for it, and it just didn't have enough to get to the bag.
Well, that's part of it. I just don't think you're going to hit a lot of home runs off him. So, if you're Julio, you don't hit a lot of home runs. But again, that you could see the ball kind of hooking off the bat and then the spin. Nice play by Kevin. He lets it go foul. Not going to make a play on it. Of course, Lugo, one of the better hitters. Over the weekend, he would come into that series against the Nats 8 for 19. He's against lefties now 8 for 21 coming in. Now make it 8 for 22. It came in at a 381. This is even though he did have a great at bat in the 9th inning against Matt Capps to tie the game up against a righty.
Dallas Braden just loves to play with the base runners at first. Ooh. And he got him diving back in as Torres. I mean, he has stepped off, not thrown, stepped off, lob toss, quick stepped and threw, quick stepped again here.
Well, and just think about it. It's not only stealing bases. You can't get a good secondary lead. So if somebody hits a double,
which he didn't. Ooh! Patterson coming over from left field on Gabe Gross to put it away. Gross got out of the way. He'll remind Patterson that I am the traffic cop because I play center field. But nice catch anyway. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left. Center fielder. And there you see Braden and Guthrie so far.
Yeah, more pitches for Jeremy, and he's given up the 1 run. Again, the control a little bit off tonight. So that's resulted in, it's not about stuff. Velocity good. Slider maybe up a little bit. Changeup still trying to throw it for strike 1.
6 combined hits. Gross has the only extra base hit, a double. Takes that one down the line, and Patterson a long way to go. And it is a foul ball. Talking about maybe Guthrie being concerned about pitching here, maybe a little too careful. His numbers here at Camden Yards, he's 12 and 22 in 51 games now that he's pitched here. Opponent's batting average against him 277 in this ballpark with an ERA of 4.26.
And that play well for a team that scores a lot of runs.
Yeah.
Because he's been very consistent and able to pitch deep into games on most occasions.
Now he's improved dramatically, that average by the opponents here. 277 career, but this year here at Camden Yards, the opponents are only hitting 229 against him. A tremendous downward slant to that. He's won 1 and lost 2 in the 3 previous starts here at Camden Yards. Again, that's going to be into the seats.
I mean, if I could command my fastball like he's just done to Gabe Gross for the first time, double because he tried to come in, I just play him over left center and keep throwing him there. If they don't hit him, he's going to hit him right into the defense. When's the last time Gabe Gross ever went deep to the opposite field? Can't ever recall him doing that.
1 ball, 2 strike count. And Guthrie tried to get him to chase. He does not. Up high.
And of course, they play Gross to pull, so you're actually pitching him away and playing him the opposite direction. And there's Adam Jones. You would think the way as late as he on the fastball, he'd be 2 steps the other side.
2 ball, 2 strike count on the veteran Gross, and he takes that one up the middle for a base hit. Went up the ladder a little bit to get that, but he's 2 for 2 with a double and a single and a leadoff man on again. 2 out of 4 innings for the A's. The Orioles are going to be hosting the Red Sox, Yankees, and Mets during a big 9-game homestand that starts on June 4. Don't miss a week of rivals, interleague action, and tons of great giveaways and promotions. For complete details, call the Orioles 888-848-BIRD or visit Orioles.com. Here's Mark Ellis, regular second baseman. Got the RBI and a ground ball out. First time up. The Aaron's had to trudge through a ton of injuries for this ball club, Ellis being one of them. They finally getting people back, so they have something that looks like the starting lineup they were supposed to have.
Yeah, just a very, very steady second baseman. I mean, not a lot of wow factor, except he just shows up every day, and kind of like the Mike Bordick of second baseman. And then the hamstring problem, it off the disabled list and then hurt it right again. And hurt it just before the Orioles actually got in early April. Yep. Only 36 at bats coming into the night.
Coco Crisp was not playing tonight, did not play in that series in Oakland. Neither did Ellis, neither did Jack Cuss, because he was at the minor leagues, and they're all in the ball game tonight. Coco Crisp with that side muscle strain that's keeping him out again. He will play as soon as he says I'm ready. He's not on the DL. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Ellis. Runner going. Hit and run on. Chopper that hit the plate. Guthrie. Will get it over to first. And down to second base goes Gross as Ellis is retired.
Control pitcher, as you mentioned, only 1.56 per 9 innings. So if you're Bob Guerin, start the runner, contact play. They don't get exactly what they want, but they do get a runner into scoring position with a 1-0 lead. Stay out of the double play.
So an RBI chance with 1 out. Number 9 hitter, Eric Patterson. He grounded out his first time up. You said Patterson only 9 for his last 50. That's a 180 batting average. But 7 of those 9 hits are for extra bases, with 3 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs during that span. Looks like his brother.
Yeah, the taller version.
Yep. Corey's out in left field saying, hit it to me, hit it to me.
What's his mom saying?
She's very quiet. 0-1 delivery. He's taken down low. Moms always have the correct answer when sons are playing against one another at whatever age. I just hope they both do well.
Yes, exactly.
Right? It's not about winning and losing. I hope they both do well.
That's how you play the game.
Runner off second base, the 1-1 delivery, and taken for a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strike count now on Patterson. Leadoff batter Pennington waiting on deck.
Well, they both, what the brothers had in common, they both signed with the Cubs. And they both had very good minor league careers with the Cubs. As Corey took it to the big leagues for a while.
Came in, pumped that one back into the screen. Jeremy Guthrie continues to pile those pitches up.
Well, not a lot of easy outs. Yeah, I mean, even Gabe Gross, he threw him with like 7 straight fastballs, but got the 7th one up, and he singled in the center. So there's another leadoff runner when you're already trailing 1-0 against a guy you know is pitching very well.
1-2 delivery on the way for Jeremy Guthrie this season. He is second on the club with 103 pitches per start. 18th in the American League with 58 in the 3rd innings pitched. He and Kevin Millwood lead the Orioles in innings pitched and pitches thrown. 2 ball, 2 strike count here. 1 down, 1-0 A's lead. Taken, just missed it.
How do you not?
3-2.
I don't know if that ball was low. I don't know how Eric Patterson took this ball. Look at the glove. Oh, yep, shade low. See, it helps to be 6 feet instead of 5'9" and 3/4. Corey's called out on that pitch because he's not quite as tall.
3-ball, 2-strike count now at second base. Gabe Gross. He looked into the stands. Well, we've had some line drive shots in this game into the seats. And the count will stay at 3-2. So Oakland A's team, I mean, they are in a battle. They're in that division that looks like it's going to remain open. As the West, Texas ahead of Oakland by 2, the Angels by 5, and Seattle by 8.5. Only Texas and Oakland are above 500. Runners on at first and second. The third walk surrendered by Guthrie, who averaged 1.5 per 9 innings coming in. And the number 9 hitter.
Well, I think a scoreboard has a lot to do with it, Gary. You look up there, you know, you think you have to be perfect, and the way Braden is pitching, you get a sense that you can't make a lot of mistakes. Can't give him those add-on runs.
Cliff Pennington moved from the 9 spot to the leadoff spot in the game. He has grounded out and popped out. 1 down, 2 on. Pennington will take that one for a strike. This is the first time this year Jeremy Guthrie has walked 3 batters in a ball game. He had walked 2 on 3 occasions.
Well, 81 pitches and only, what, 10 outs?
Pennington takes that to left field. Patterson. Throw into second base. I think somebody forgot how many outs there were. Gabe Gross took off towards third base, kind of meandering as though it was going to be the final out.
And Mike Gallego said, "Get back. Get back, honky cat."
Look at him. Whoa, wait a minute.
Well, he runs well for a quarterback. That's what he was in college.
He's not looking over at the bench or.
Well, maybe he just,
else.
he might have gotten a bad read on the ball. Maybe thought it was hit better. Maybe forgot how many outs. Who knows? He got back.
Well, the first pitch strikes thrown in the game. Barton is already 2 for 2. He has picked up a couple of singles. 231 with runners in scoring position. And now batting at 275, and he's got first and second occupied with 2 down.
Yeah, that's the pitch he hasn't hit, the changeup. Hit a slider the first time into right, hit a fastball the next time.
He's only had 7 hits in his last 40 at bats coming in. But now 2 for 2 in this game, and with a 1-1 count, Wieters is again going back out to the mound.
Well, again, they're going back and kind of retracing what the first 2 at bats were about. What are we going to do this time? Look at that, 83 pitches. I mean, he does lead this club, Barton, with on-base percentage. He leads them in runs scored. And tonight, Jeremy knows he's 2 for 2. Can't afford another hit here.
1-1, 2 down. And that is a strike at the knees, 1-2. And Guthrie keeps it down low to him. Barton, another one of those who hits well at home, 322, and on the road, 191.
It's just amazing the disparity between the numbers. Both pitch. It's a great pitcher's park because it's got a lot of foul territory. But 3 runs,
1-2.
Oh, he could have called him out on that ball.
I asked Ray Fosse about that. I said, "Is it the field?" Take a look at the last pitch. He said, "I don't think it's I'm talking about Oakland." He said, "I don't think our ballpark has the effect on us as much as it affects the teams coming in to play us." He said, "I think hitters look at this ballpark and go, oh my God, here we go again with these foul ball outs." Fouled off, because in Oakland they have as much space in foul territory, more space, than any other ballpark in the major.
You could almost triple the foul territory here. Another good pitch, and Barton now all of a sudden, I mean, he took some really close pitches. It looks like it gets Wieters somewhere in the foot area and deflects off. Now, according to 2 strikes, he'll be more aggressive. Yeah, but it's almost like 2.5 times the foul territory of the Camden Yards, maybe 3.
2-2 delivery, and that will be hauled in. As Torres perfectly positioned to get it behind second base. So Guthrie works out of another jam. 2 more left on.
from the bar with Tom Davis and Dave Johnson from 1 hour before the game till right up to the game time. Don't miss the bar's pregame specials and postgame fun. Next time you visit Oriole Park, stop by the Bud Light Warehouse Bar on Utah Street. Gary?
Amber, thank you. Left-hander back to work here. Nick Markakis delivered a single off him and extended his hit streak to 8 games with the base hit. Nick is now 6 for 18 against the A's in this, the 5th game these two teams have played this year. He will take the pitch down low and a 2-0 count. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the A's. They have already left 7 on base. The Orioles 0-3-0. They have left a couple on base. Orioles' 3 hits are all singles. 2-0 delivery up high, and he falls behind Markakis, 3-0. Nick coming into the ball game 3rd in walks in the league and 364 off lefties, the 8th best average in the American League off left-handers.
Yeah, phenomenal on base percentage at over 400 or 40%. The only number, and it really doesn't mean a whole lot because Tejada hitting behind him, not a legitimate 4 guys, the home run. I mean, the other numbers glowing this year.
Well, the Orioles get a leadoff man on with a walk. First surrendered by Dallas Braden. Join Brad Bergeson, Kevin Millwood, and Luke Scott at the 2nd Annual Orioles Cook-Off, Baltimore's ESPN Zone tomorrow, 11:30 until 1. Fans who donate $5 or 3 canned goods to the Maryland Food Bank and an autographed player card, come see which Oriole has it to win. It'll be Brad's Simple Salmon, Kevin's Chicken Enchiladas, and Luke's Surf and Turf Dish. Visit OriolesReach.com for more info. That's tomorrow. And down low, Tejada lined out his first time up.
Yeah, Suzuki right out there. 5 straight pitches for balls. And even if you get into one of those hit and run counts, and eventually one of your middle infielders is going to have to cover if you start the runner, you can't even get a good jump because of his pickoff move. And you can really take your time and hold your position if you're Ellis or Pennington, the shortstop and second baseman.
Braden on the year, it's been tough to get to him in the early parts of ball games. First 4 innings is when he has pitched his best. Tejada will take the pitch away. He's got a 1.50 ERA and a 1.78 opponent batting average through the first 4. It then jumps up to over 6 ERA from the 5th inning on and a 2.93 opponent batting average. Tejada will take it inside, and he's really struggling now. He falls behind 3-0, 7 in a row out of the strike zone. And Tejada will gladly take a walk here and get the first 2 on in the 4th inning.
Yeah, he doesn't walk very much. Coming in, he's up, 167 times. He's walked 6 times, struck out 9. Contact guy, swings at anything.
He has moved into the #1 spot in the American League now. Tejada has. The most difficult batter to strike out. He's been in the top 10 all season.
Well, it'd be interesting if you ran the numbers, how many times he gets to 2 strikes. It's hard to strike out when you never get to 2 strikes.
First ball hitting, 1-0 count hitting.
Yeah, very aggressive early in the count, and of course they know that.
3 ball, 1 strike count. Braden, a long look. Runner goes, and that's going to be down low for ball 4. Put that on your VCR. Dallas Braden has walked 2 in a row. And that will bring up Ty Wigginton. He's had 1 hit and 8 times up against Dallas Braden, and April 16th is when he got it. And it was the long ball.
But Braden would go on to win that game.
Little visit to the mound here now in conversation.
Well, he's not only
out there, the manager.
Yeah, but he's also a former catcher. So this might be more about strategy of how to, not how to pitch to Wigginton, but just how you're pitching. You know, as far as being a little more aggressive. Because even the control masters sometimes get a little tentative.
When the manager comes out for a visit, you tend to pay a little extra more attention. Nothing against Kurt Young or any other pitching coach, but
Kurt Young's done a terrific job over the years with his staff.
Here you see the home run leaders. Ty's still there. Bautista and Konerko now. Bautista catching Paul Konerko, who had led the home run leaders in the American League right up until this past weekend. 2 on, nobody out. Ty Wigginton, a strikeout victim, his first time up. 3 Ks for Dallas Braden, 2 walks. Wigginton a check swing, barehanded to third base, and they just get the out. Kuzmanov did not break for the bag.
Well, why would he? You're going to turn a double play and get 2 outs. All you have to do, and he barehands it. I can't believe this play. You're lucky you even get 1 out. Why would you barehand it? Catch it, wheel to second, turn the double play because of the check swing. Wigginton's, watch him, he's not getting out of the box. Just go to second, hit your shortstop, you get a double play, you have 2 outs and a man on third. So the Orioles, they get the lead runner on an amazing play, played so uniquely, but you do still have 2 guys on and 1 out.
And incorrectly.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's Kuzmanov made a heck of a play over there to get that ball because it was not a good throw.
Well, he just didn't think he was going to throw.
No, he was watching the double play that didn't happen.
Yeah, a good tailing fastball. Yeah.
All right, Orioles have 2 on still. Tejada and Wigginton now. Jones singled his first time up. His first hit off Dallas Braden in 12 at-bats.
Well, it happens. It doesn't matter if you pitch perfect games or you're in your 3rd or 4th year in the big leagues. You're supposed to anticipate what happens if the ball's hit back to you, and he just kind of went blank. But he did get an out.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Adam 241 with runners in scoring position, and Dallas Braden really fell off the mound that time to the third base side. 23 innings without allowing a run now for this pitching staff of the A's, coming off the 3-game sweep of the Giants, including the last 2 games which they shut them out. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Jones right to first. There's 1, and the relay thrown away, and a run will score. Jones will head to second. Barton chasing it down. Jones will head to third. They'll get the ball back in, and Adam Jones all the way to third base, and this game is tied at 1-1.
So they're not turning the double play. A huge plate. Again, hit sharply. He's going to try to turn a double play. There's 1. Pennington clears the runner, and then not even close. Aggressive slide. Watch this slide by Wigginton right here. He's going to come down, and then he goes down in a hurry. There's no reason really to throw the ball away like that, but he does. And there's your tie and run.
So the Orioles get it tied up on the error. That is a 2-base error on Pennington. No RBI. Here's Matt Wieters, runner at third. It ends that streak at 23 and 2/3 innings of not allowing a run for the Oakland pitching staff. The Bob Guerin's ball club giving the run up. 0-1 delivery. Wieters takes it for a strike. They also end their 6th consecutive game streak without an error. The longest errorless streak of the season. That is also by the boards, all on 1 play. Pennington's error. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and Wieters will take that, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, Jeff Kellogg, he called the high pitch. There's no way, as you look at the last 6 games, a little bit of a struggle for Matt Wieters.
Matt only 214 with runners in scoring position this year. And down the line in right field, that'll be fouled and into the seats. So the Orioles get it back. That leadoff walk costly again, as it was for Guthrie. And the A's scored their run in the 2nd. Tejada crosses the plate. He got the 2nd walk. Back-to-back walks by Dallas Braden. Orioles don't have a hit here in the inning. 2 walks, a fielder's choice, and a 2-base error. And Wieters will take it, and there's the 4th strikeout. So a run, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. And 1's the number, 1 apiece. Bob Guerin doing a little teaching to his 26-year-old left-hander, Dallas Braden. Why did you throw to third? Don't answer that. I'm going to tell you.
Well, it's a part of the learning process of playing. You're supposed to anticipate, but a lot of times you just get lost in the moment. He's probably so upset, and because he never does it, back-to-back walks. He's probably thinking about how I just did that and forgot all about what's going to happen if they hit it back to me.
Unearned run, by the way.
But it does get the Orioles on the board.
Yep. Sweeney, Suzuki, and Cuss. Sweeney's had an 0 for 2. He's been called out on strikes, and he's flied out. He now has a base hit and a 4-game hit streak and a leadoff single to start the 5th inning. Join members of the 1970 World Champion Orioles. A private luncheon at Oriole Park Saturday, June 26, 11 a.m. You'll meet Hall of Famers Brooks Robinson, Frank, Jim, Earl, 1970 MVP Boog Powell, and receive an autographed ball signed by all returning players, their own personal photo with members of the 70 team, and the World Series trophy. 888-848-BIRD, or go to Orioles.com/1970 reunion. That's Saturday, June 26 at 11 a.m. Now Guthrie will work to hold Sweeney. And looking down is Suzuki, even though he's the cleanup batter in the lineup, checking with Mike Gallego. Here in the tie ball game, Suzuki does not have a sacrifice, rarely called on the bunt. Down to third. Tejada's got this one. There's one. Move to the relay. Double play.
Well, huge double play for Jeremy Guthrie on the 93rd pitch of the evening. Needed a quicker inning. And here's the good way. Suzuki, as we mentioned, 5 for 10 coming in. Tonight they get him out. They turn the double play routine. All you have to do is get it over to Lugo. He clears the runner, and you have 2 outs.
Clear the bases, and here's Cust. He has drawn 2 of the 3 walks surrendered by Guthrie in the ball game tonight. 3 for 9 with a home run lifetime. Jack Cust with 2 down and nobody on. Another good tight ball game here. These 2 teams have had more than their share. The A's are 8-2. They have won their 1-run games. Tyson Ross in the pen. The Orioles are 7-10 in 1-run ball games. 0-1 delivery to Jack Cust, and the fastball is outside. 1-1.
The A's have won 15 out of the last 19 here in Baltimore, which is amazing. I mean, Dallas Braden still can't believe he walked 2 guys in that inning.
He hasn't sat down. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to Cust.
Good changeup.
Guerin was saying when I talked with him in Oakland, he said he described it as a ferocious competitor when he talked about Dallas Braden, and said sometimes we just have to try and settle him back down. It's not about getting him up, it's about getting him down. So that he stays focused, concentrates on the game, and doesn't let his emotions carry him. Just missed outside by Guthrie, and Cust, who's worked these 3 at-bats, takes it to a 2-ball, 2-strike count. A's a 3-game win streak. The Orioles a 2-game losing streak coming into this 3-game series. 2-2 delivery, and Cust will take it. Mercy.
Well, they're close, but not close enough.
He just won't bite.
There's Kurt Young, the pitching coach. He's kind of saddled over to talk to Dallas Braden, who's waiting ferociously to get out there.
And a called on the high strike. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. Only 3 batters faced. Guthrie gets his 2nd strikeout of the ball game. It's 1-1.
Both of them, though, have a great sense of humor, so that's what they do have in common.
Now, were they competitive growing up? I know they're 3.5 years apart, and they only played on the same high school team for 1 year, but were they competitive?
They were competitive as far as trying to do the best that they could, but they've always supported one another 100%, so that has not changed from the time they were small on up.
All right, and real quick, who do you want to win?
Well, you know what? I can just say that either team that wins would be a winner for me.
Oh, that's the mother answer. All right, thanks a lot, Carolyn. We appreciate you being here.
All right, thank you very much.
Jim and Gary, you called it. You guys said the mother would give the neutral answer on that one.
A great-looking lady, and the sons look just like Mom, don't they?
Oh, they really would. Wow. Beautiful woman. Beautiful mother, yeah.
Well, Dallas Braden's come out of the ball game. Jim and I talking about it. There's got to be something wrong, obviously, to pull him in.
Well, he had the flu in his last start and still managed to pitch into the 7th inning. So it's certainly not pitch count. It's certainly not getting hit. Hope it's not any kind of physical thing other than, maybe having some kind of illness.
So the gunslinger, Tyson Ross. This is a non-rostered invitee to spring training. A right-hander out of the hometown. He's from Oakland. He went to Berkeley, played at the University of California, an all Pac-10 player back in 07 and 08. He's only 23 years old, and it's only his 3rd year of professional baseball. So the 23-year-old comes on to work here. 2-0 delivery, and that'll be taken for a strike by Garrett Atkins.
Yeah, his last 2 appearances have actually been starts. Did not pitch particularly well in them. 6 runs in 7 2/3 innings. And much better out of the bullpen. 3.32 ERA.
Gets the chopper to short. Pennington. And that will take care of Atkins. 1 away. And it's time now for that all-exciting moment of every broadcast, our AT&T Mobility Trivia question. Which franchise has thrown the most no-hitters? Red Sox, Braves, Yankees, Dodgers.
Well, it's either got to be the Yankees or the Dodgers.
I guess Dodgers.
I'm going with the Yankees.
All right, it's the Yankees-Dodgers, which means the answer is the Braves. The answer is Dodgers. Sandy Koufax.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. That's 1 for 100.
It just took a week off for you to kind of recharge your batteries.
That's why I took a week off, so I could get the answer right to the first trivia question.
And you charged to the 4.
And that'll be the end of that.
We'll see about tomorrow night. Can't wait.
Is Torres. He'll take it outside. As Torres singled his first time up. Funky delivery that Tyson Ross has. He really does sling the baseball. That one in the air to left center. Gross this time will give way, and Patterson's got it.
Well, he's 6'6", so he's got a. Looks like he's got a ball that runs a little bit. We saw him pitch the one game I did out in Oakland on that Sunday. He came in that ball game. And so again, out in the minor leagues, and last year pitched A and AA. He was a starter, and this year, of course, they kept him on the ball club, and he's pitched primarily out of the bullpen.
Last start against Detroit, he gave up 3 runs, 7 hits in 4 innings, took the loss, moved back to the bullpen. He appeared twice against the Orioles. You take a look at this funky windup.
Well, it's almost like, a lot of times you want to keep your left shoulder closed, but he gets it open. But again, he throws downhill, and that's what you want to do when you're 6'6". Ball just runs away from lefties.
Fouled off, and quickly a 2-strike count. Corey Patterson has grounded out and been called out on strikes.
And it's a funky 94.
Yeah.
With movement. And that's going to get hitters out if you can keep it out of the middle of the plate and down.
He's not worked out a relief since May 11 against Texas. Got a win on a blown save. And a base hit. Ellis diving, could not get to it. So Patterson with 2 down gets a single here in the 5th.
Yeah, nice approach with 2 strikes. Just watch him drop the bat. And that ball's down almost off the outside corner. There we go. Mom's happy. Now, Braden controlled the running game. I would imagine with 2 outs, this is a running situation. Corey can steal him.
Get a look at kind of move he has, maybe. Lugo up. Lugo 0 for 2 has struck out and flied out. Pitches up high, almost sailed by Suzuki.
Well, for anybody tall, the magic number, you better get the ball under 1.3 second to home plate. And to do that, you got to slide step. You got to get your hands, bring them up a lot quicker, get them out. Pretty good pitch right there.
Outside corner.
Yeah, you got to get rhythm to your windup, and it's harder to do with a runner on.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Dallas Braden left, giving up 1 unearned run on 3 hits in 4 innings. He walked 2 and struck out 4. Down to third, foul ball. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count now on Lugo in that number 2 hole.
Yeah, nice breaking ball right there.
The Orioles have only won 2 of the last 15 games that these 2 teams have played. Oakland has become a real nemesis for the Orioles. They won the series last year 5 games to 1. They've not lost a season series since 1998. Short lead at first, 1-2 delivery. Fastball will be inside, and a 2 ball, 2 strike count on Lugo. Dallas Braden, no chance to. He's non-decision in this ball game,
and you got him out of the game. You hope he's all right, but he's gone. So maybe you can manufacture some runs.
Shortstop forced at second, and Pennington will step on the bag. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. 5 complete. Game 1, 3-game set against Oakland is tied.
The Orioles tied up 1-1. Dallas Braden, for unknown reasons, leaves the game. And so there's your game summary. Guthrie's pitched well, but the pitch count at 92. Well, again, not a lot of scoring. Kind of anticipated that with 2 good pitchers pitching.
Kuzmanov is 0 for 2 against Guthrie. He's flied out, popped out. He has a 6-game hit streak coming into this ball game. Kuzmanov will take that one for a strike. Barton, a couple of singles. Sweeney, the run scored by Cust, who's had a couple of walks. Gabe Gross, double single. And Kuzmanov will foul that one back at a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Kuzmanov 7 for 23 during the 6-game hit streak that he has been in. He's trying to pick his average back up. He'd been in a bit of a funk for the first part of the month of May. 1-2 delivery, and that'll go back to the seats as well.
You would think, even though Jeremy has had good stuff, but not really full command of it, they've had leadoff runners in 3 of the 5 innings, yet he's been able to pitch out of trouble. Some huge big outs.
1-2 delivery. Center. Jones. Kuzmanov is retired. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Tampa Bay and the Red Sox are going at it tonight. First place in the American League East now occupied by Tampa Bay. They've got a 5.5 game lead over the Yankees, 6 over Toronto, 7.5 over Boston, and 18 over the Orioles. Tampa Bay, their pitching staff, their best ERA, 2.61, is number 1 in the majors.
Yeah, incredible pitching.
Amazing.
Great speed. Translates into being able to run you out of the ballpark also defensively. And go catch the ball.
That one in the air, left center field. Patterson going back. Patterson on the warning track and doesn't get it. Gabe Gross has got his 3rd hit as he goes into second base. 2 doubles and a single for Gross, who is not supposed to be playing in the ball game tonight.
Yeah, it's almost like the spin or the slice of the ball because Corey is over in left center field. I mean, hit well. He's back there tracking it and then just doesn't catch it. I mean, he was there. It's not like he had to jump or whatever. Just either he didn't see it. In some way, it eludes his glove for a double.
So here's a chance for the A's to get that lead back. That'll be 6 hits for the A's and the 2 doubles, the 2 extra base hits, both by Gabe Gross. 1 down. And Ellis will take the strike. Ellis, RBI and a ground ball out. He's 0 for 2.
Yeah, it's just kind of a matter of fact when you're not scoring a lot of runs. Adam Jones said, well, I should have caught that ball in the first inning off the bat of Bernardino, but I didn't. No excuses. Should have made it, but it was 3 runs.
Yep.
And that's all you scored. So again,
Jeremy Guthrie really had to fight.
Has he ever
fight this ball game? As Jim said, without his good stuff here, and now not getting the defensive help he needed that he has had earlier in the ball game. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that's a broken back ground ball to second. Lugo. 2 down. Moves to third.
Yeah, the most pitches he's thrown in a game, Gary, is 116. So his designs, and he still could do it and go out there. But they have Hendrickson up in the bullpen. But you need an out right here. Remember, one to keep the game at 1-1, and then also convince your manager. I'm fully. I mean, it's a beautiful night to pitch. Perfect weather. No humidity like in Texas. He kind of get gassed. I mean, he threw over to first base 15 times down in Texas. And it was 89 degrees, so it's ideal weather to pitch.
So Patterson gets the RBI chance.
I wouldn't be coming out of any game at 110, 112 pitches on a night like this when you have a chance to win.
Yeah. Game tied at 1, 2 down, runner at third base. Number 9 hitter Patterson is walked and grounded out. Eric Patterson pumps that foul, and a 2-strike count that lets Tejada move back at third.
And look at that in 86.
Rearing back.
Well, I hope he's rearing back because he's going to get him out and just say, you know what, nobody better out in the bullpen. Leave me in there.
Patterson, 2 strikes. And the count will go to 1-2. Talked about Jeremy Guthrie and the command factor, which has been a bit of a problem for him tonight, but compared to last season's, Guthrie's had a dramatic improvement in throwing strikes, and that's made an enormous difference for him. His strikeout to walk ratio, the 5th most improved this season. He and Kevin Millwood both are in the top 5, and the biggest improvement in strikeout to walk ratio in the year. Jeremy's gone from a 1.83 to a 3.3 strikeout to walk ratio. 2-2 delivery. That'll be taken outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, runner at third.
Yeah, quickly ahead 0-2 and just missed with 2 heaters and then backup slider. And getting that pitch count right there at 113. You can see Rick Kranitz with the counter.
3-2. And Patterson to his brother. Corey Patterson over from one Patterson to another. And he makes that catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a base runner left on. That's 8 stranded by the A's so far in this 1-1 game. Is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Yokohama. Technology drives better tires. One run, 6 hits, and an error for the A's. The Orioles won 4-0. That error costly. The Orioles run is unearned. Off Dallas Braden, the starter, who came out of the ball game after 4 innings. Tyson Ross worked, giving up just 1 single in the 5th. Now he faces Nick Markakis. Nick with a walk and a single, extending his hit streak now to 8 games.
Not a lot of offense, as you can see. Corey Patterson, the back-to-back walks, and then the error by Pennington, the only run. Markakis, Nick, of course, 1 for 1. And Paul underneath, yeah, Dancing with the Stars right there.
It's close.
Got to get the dogs out of the way. There we go. It is really hard because you land on your front foot. But to land on your front foot, you got to be pushing off your back foot. Not like skipping rope, even though it looked like it.
There's a leadoff walk. Well, the Orioles get the leadoff man on. This date in history, couple of very familiar names. 1935, Babe Ruth. His final home run, he hit 3 of them in the same game, including number 714. And in 1951, the Giants rookie, Willie Mays, made his major league debut, Shive Park, Philadelphia. He was 20 years old at the time. There's the Babe. Ruth was playing for the Boston Braves at the time when he got those 3 home runs, in Forbes Field in Pittsburgh did hit his last home run.
Do you know the history? I mean, did he play many more games after that?
I don't know how many.
Did he get tired running around the bases 3 times?
He did, but he's nevertheless survived the night and came back to play.
Must have been some kind of celebration.
Yes, indeed. Pitch is taken up high, and Suzuki's going to go out and have a word with Tyson Ross.
Here comes Kurt Young. Well, you're into the heart of the lineup. Big opportunity. Leadoff batter. You know, for Miguel Tejada, he's tough to walk. You know he's not going to give up an out.
Good article by the Sports Network, which was published in the Oakland newspapers, about this pitching staff and Kurt Young. It's his 7th season as the Oakland pitching coach, and over the past 6 years, that staff he's coached has the fewest home runs allowed, the lowest opponent batting average, and the 2nd best ERA in the American League over the last 6 years. They have developed homegrown, great young pitchers.
Yeah, initially it was the college guys, Hudson and Mulder and Zito. But, you know, lately it's a lot of young guys. We'll see Trevor Cahill, Brett Anderson, who they signed, another youngster. course, he was a college pitcher. We saw him out in April. He's just did a rehab, didn't pitch great, but got 3 innings in last night down at AAA Sacramento.
This is the youngest starting pitching staff in the American League at 26.7 years. And that's going to miss. So the Orioles get back-to-back walks here in the 6th inning. Tie ball game. Tyson Ross unable to find the strike zone.
And that's the second time in consecutive at-bats both Markakis and Tejada have walked.
We'll have to go to the record books to see the last time Tejada got 2 walks in a ball game.
Well, not on purpose.
Yeah.
Craig Breslow.
Breslow in the pen, but to the Orioles, big chance. Ty Wigginton 0 for 2 tonight. Wigginton came up with the 2-on in the 4th inning and hit into a fielder's choice. Pitch is taken outside for a ball, and Tyson Ross right now just all over the place. 0 for 7 and 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position tonight. 2 offensively challenged baseball teams that really have to work hard to score runs. 1-0 delivery to him. He's taking till he throws the strike, and he does right there. 1-1 to Wigginton. Well, Ty has been the big man for the Orioles. 284 in May. Here at home, a .373 batting average with 6 home runs. 1-1 inside.
Yeah, it is really difficult to be consistent when you're 6'6" with that arm angle. You know, he's kind of 3/4. You really have to sync everything up, and it's just hard to do. And again, he's very young.
Our great research staff has answered your question. April of 2009, last time Tejada drew 2 walks in a baseball game. That's all the way to the backstop, and no play as it ricocheted right into the mitt of Kurt Suzuki. But 2 good breaks right there by Markakis and Tejada. And what was that? Suzuki's going out to ask that question.
And right off the backstop. There you go. Here it comes. And that must have hit, well, right off the brick wall. Because if you look at the 2 gates back there, there's actually, it looks like it's more of a netting. But it missed that and somehow hit the brick and right back. Yeah, there's a netting. I don't imagine that's like a trampoline effect, but the brick is.
3rd wild pitch of the season by Ross, and the Orioles get a great chance now. 3-ball, 1 strike count, 2 in scoring position. Ty Wigginton down the line and into the seats, and the count will be full, 3-2.
Well, this is one of those classic situations when you're struggling for runs. Now, you'd like a fly ball of any depth. That'll get a run in, but the ground ball to the right side is one of the perfect, not that you can do it now with 2 strikes, but it's just a grounder to the right side. It gets the run in because they're playing back, and it moves the runner from 2nd to 3rd over.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Ty Wigginton will take that to right. Backing up now, Sweeney. Runner tags. Throw will come into 2nd. An RBI and a 2-1 Orioles lead.
Wow, that's even better for the batting average. Gets the run in, gets the run over. Sacrifice line drive is a sacrifice fly. Nicely done. Thicker ball pitcher gets it up in the zone, and that's what Wigginton's looking for. Something to put in the air, and he does.
So Wigginton gives the Orioles the lead for the first time in the ball game. RBI number 32, the team leader. Tyson Ross, the 2 walks hurt him. The wild pitch hurt him. Now the infield's drawn in with Tejada moving over to 3rd base. And Adam Jones, he has singled and reached on an error. An 11-game hit streak for Adam now. And he puts it up in the air to right, tagging up at 3rd base. Tejada. Sweeney should be deep enough. Runner goes. Throw will come in. Sweeney no arm. And another sac fly, and the Orioles take a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, Adam Jones picks out a high slider. Down and away you take it, up in the zone. Fly ball type of pitch. Orioles lead it by 2. Nice hitting by Adam.
Good situational work right there. Jones gets his 15th run batted in.
And again, Ross so young. There's your high slider. probably the right pitch, but in the wrong location, and that's going to get Bob Guerin out to the mound.
Craig Breslow is warmed up in the bullpen. So it'll be an inning and 2/3 for Ross, who will be charged with the 2 runs on just 1 hit. He is the pitcher of record for the A's now, and the left-hander Craig Breslow comes on to pitch.
Yeah, a couple of walks undo Tyson Ross, and then the lefty who's been red hot out of Yale University. Look at those numbers. I mean, just glowing numbers. No runs the last 7 outings. Retired 20 of the first 23 batters over that span, and then retired the last 11 in a row. Last year with Minnesota, traded to Oakland, turned the season around. 29 years old.
And the first pitch will be fouled away. 2 down, nobody on. 2 sac flies. Wigginton and Jones accounting for the runs. Matt Wieters has struck out and grounded out. The Orioles came in with that 4-10 record against left-handed starters. Even though they hit 10 points higher against the lefties overall, the Orioles have struggled against left-handed starters this year, but they got Dallas Braden out of there early, probably because he's not feeling 100%.
Yeah, that obviously must have been the case.
And now Mark Hendrickson up as Jeremy Guthrie. These runs are to his benefit. A chance to get his 3rd win. 1-1 delivery on the way, and Wieters on that fading off speed delivery is a 1-2 victim.
Yeah, terrific changeup. Orioles, this is a 13th appearance for Breslow against the Orioles, and they've only scored runs in 2 of the 13 innings. So Jeremy Guthrie, Rick Cranitz probably explaining to him why he's not going back out there.
Got him on a strikeout, so he continues his pace of retiring first batters that he faces. But the Orioles add 2 in the 6th. They have the lead. Guthrie's got a chance for the win. Chevrolet. Find out why 1,000 people are switching to Chevy each day at ChevyDealer.com. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer, and Theo Harris are at Camden Yards on this gorgeous evening. Be right back here tomorrow night. Orioles lead this one by a score of 3-1. Jeremy Guthrie out of there. He gave up a hit an inning. And now Mark Hendrickson on, trying to preserve a victory for Guthrie.
Yeah, 3 innings on Saturday. You can see there, doesn't walk a lot of guys. More hits than innings pitched. Both lefties and righties hitting over 300 this year. So for Dave Tremblay with a injured bullpen and trying to kind of paste and patch it together, we're wondering how I'm going to get 9 outs and maintain a 2-run lead. So Pennington will turn around and hit a, he's a switch hitter, turn the other side of the plate.
0 for 3 in the ball game for Pennington. Orioles bullpen, more hits per 9 innings than any other bullpen in the league. The 11th best ERA. Pennington showed bunt. And Hendrickson had the pitch up high, ball 1.
Yeah, 271 hitter with one of his 3 home runs from this side, so higher average.
Here's the 1-0 delivery to it. He'll take that one in the air to shallow center. Jones coming. Adam Jones will get there and put it away. 1 away, 7th inning. This summer, your kids can learn how to play like the pros from the pros. Sign up. Orioles official summer baseball camp. Ages 7 to 16, 5 days professional training, current, former O's, free membership into the Junior Orioles Dugout Club, and a chance to play one of the camp days right here at Oriole Park. For dates and locations on the camps, 410-472-3500 or Orioles.com. And the pitch will be taken for a strike by Barton. 265 off the lefties, 266 off the righties.
Yeah, lefties 11 for 33 off Mark Henderson. The only guy in the bullpen that really matches up well against lefties is Will Oman.
0-1 delivery.
That and Jason Birkin, a right-handed longman,
who is warming up right now.
Yeah. Well, he's pitched well enough where he could pitch at any point in the game. I mean, he actually gets lefties out so much better. Righties, he's had trouble. They're hitting 333 on the year.
Hendrickson's 1-1 off-speed pitch and a good one. Breaking ball in. Barton's had a couple of hits, 2 singles, and he is lined out to short. Mark Hendrickson on to face the top of the order with Sweeney, another left-hander, due up in the number 3 hole. 1-2 delivery, and that pitch will be taken down low, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, you watch this team, and you would. It's amazing that their on-base percentage as a team is only around 316, 317. I mean, they've taken pitches all night long, borderline.
Right at his feet on that foul ball. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Barton.
And Jeff Kellogg, one of those umpires, he has not. I don't know if he's called a ball off the plate tonight. I mean, he has been he's been very consistent. I mean, if the ball's a little bit low, it's a little bit low. If it's a little outside, it's a little outside. He's actually umpiring the way you're supposed to.
He's got Questek down. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that one goes to the hole. And a great stop made is Torres. No play, though. Running hard, Barton will get a single. So a 3-hit ball game for Barton, and he's on with 1 away in the 7th inning.
Well, I'll tell you, a nice play by Cesar Torres. And you wonder how Barton's only hitting 266. Breaking ball to right for a hit. Fastball to right, fastball away, sprays it to left. Doesn't get it by Cesar, but again, the 3 hits, and the tying run now comes to the plate.
Barton has had 6 3-hit ball games. He leads the A's in that department. Here is Sweeney, and the breaking ball will miss. Sweeney with a single. He's flied out, struck out, now has a 4-game hit streak going. Runner at first base and 1 away. Sweeney 1 for 5 off Hendrickson. 1-0 delivery to him, and that's going to be there for a strike.
Yeah, one of the acquisitions of Billy Beane when they traded Nick Swisher to the White Sox. And also Gio Gonzalez, who we'll see later. Already won 5 games. Boy, electric stuff. Left-hander we'll see on Thursday.
1-1 delivery on the way to Sweeney. That's there for a strike. Mark Hendrickson gets ahead of him 1-2. So this is now a game for the bullpens. Tyson Ross, the pitcher of record, came on in relief, gave up 2 runs in an inning and 2/3. Only 1 hit, but he walked 2 in a row in the 6th, and they both scored. 1-2 delivery. Jeremy Guthrie gave up a run on 6 hits over 6. We said 1 hit per inning, but 8 have been left on base by the A's, 5 in scoring position in the game. They had the bases loaded in the 3rd inning, and Kuzmanov popped out. They got it on a single, a hit batter, and a walk, and Guthrie got out of it. Hendrickson 2-2. Breaking ball he tried to stay out on. Patterson coming hard, and he'll make the catch in fair territory. Sweeney retired.
Well, Sweeney doesn't hit a lot of home runs. Of course, Mark Hendrickson trying to stay out of harm's way. Curveball, ball 1, strike on the corner, 1-1. A little bit low. Curveball, and then the curveball, the slicing fly ball that Corey Patterson will run down in the corner for the 2nd out.
Now Suzuki. Suzuki's hit into a double play, been hit by a pitch, and hit into a fielder's choice. Dangerous hitter in this situation.
Yeah, inside middle, Gary. That's where his power is.
He's had a home run off Hendrickson. He's 2 for 5 against the Oriole left-hander, including a homer. 1-0 count. Suzuki with a runner at first. The Orioles are leading it by a score of 3-1 here in the top of the 7th, trying to take the first game of this 3-game set. 1-0 delivered. Suzuki, right center. Markakis in front of it, and that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. 7th inning stretch time brought to you by Jack Daniels Tennessee Whiskey. Please. Consideration.
Oh, yeah.
Time to go yet, but the All-Star balloting, Ty Wigginton, certainly should be on your mind when you take a look. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Fans settle back in at 3-1. Orioles lead. Breslow stays on. Garrett Atkins was not going to play in the ball game tonight until after the lineup had been made out. It was decided that they needed to get Luke Scott out, who had a problem with his left shoulder, a strain. So Atkins was inserted back into the lineup. Garrett Atkins an 0 for 2 in the ball game, and will foul that straight back into the screen. Keep in mind the Orioles trying to win a ball game against the 3rd best ERA in the American League in Oakland at 3.92. Dave Tremblay's team up against a very tough pitching staff. Both starters and bullpen have done a good job so far for the A's. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Atkins. And he'll take that pitch. Worth noting, I think, we showed you a graphic earlier. The average right now in the American League ERA is 4.19. That's the average. That is the lowest average in the American League since 1992, when it was just under 4. So as we've talked about this year, the pitching in the American League has really picked up, of course, led by Tampa Bay.
Well, it really has. And then Seattle with a big ballpark. Oakland, another good pitching park. The Yankees, they've struggled lately. You know, they're only 5-10 out of their 15 games, so their numbers actually gone up. And then the Twins, year in and year out, they're up there with the leaders. They don't walk a lot of guys. And then that's a pretty good pitching ballpark, the new park in Minnesota, at least in cold weather.
3-2, that's to the gap, and that's going to fall in for a base hit in front of Gabe Gross. So Atkins is on with a single in the bottom of the 7th to lead it off. Vote for your favorite O's for the All-Star game at Orioles.com, and you can win a Vote Orioles VIP experience for the All-Star Sweepstakes. One lucky winner is going to get 4 tickets to an upcoming game, VIP parking, on-field access for BP, and a meet-and-meet with the O's All-Stars, and a personalized All-Star game batting practice jersey. You're going to do all of this to qualify. Go to Orioles.com/All-Star. Get your details. Ty Wigginton and Nick Markakis. Lou Montanez will come on as the pinch runner.
Yeah, I got to imagine they'll be bunting. You would imagine Oakland will be looking for it.
His Torres at the plate, does square, drops one to first, foul ball. As Torres has 2 sacrifices, the Orioles have only 4 sacrifices on the season. And as Torres with 2, Corey Patterson 1, and Ty Wigginton 1.
A little bit easier because Montanez runs better than Atkins. A little easier to get him into a scoring position.
Again, drops. Good scoop. Suzuki saved one right there as he made the first baseman type play. Had a stretch for it, and a 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Outstanding leader behind the plate. Does not have the physique we generally associate with catchers, but is he quick and has just a lightning arm. A lob toss over. Lou Montanez, the base runner. Saw Brian Roberts on the bench. Brian's going to be headed down to Florida when the Orioles go to the road after Thursday's game. Brian's been cleared for baseball activity. Runner going, fouled away. So it'll be the first baseball work that he's done. He'll get down to Sarasota to work out at the Orioles spring training site to get into game condition. So the beginning of the return.
Yeah, and they can't come off that 60-day disabled list till at least June, I think 9th or 10th. I mean, it expires somewhere right around that date. Just cannot rush a herniated disc.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery, and that's a little number. 1 hop. There's 1. Pennington the relay and got it. Close play on his Torres, but a double play.
Yeah, no tagging the runner. Mark Ellis just knows if I can get it quickly over to Pennington, and that's what he does. And a long toss back. I mean, that was what, about 20-some feet? The backhand toss, about as long as it ever gets. He's way out there.
Usually you see the second baseman kind of right himself and throw it over.
Yeah, kind of turn or pivot or do something.
He got it there.
Yeah, and it works. I think the fact that Breslow jammed his Torres, a little difficulty getting out of the box.
Here's Corey Patterson. Leadoff batters 1 for 3 in the ball game.
Well, you mentioned
you
mentioned the job that Kurt Young has done as their pitching coach. I mean, the amazing thing when you look at Breslow. I mean, last year he comes over from the Twins, and in 17 appearances, and of course that's not a lot of appearances, a lot of innings. The ERA is over 6.25, and from 60 games with Oakland, he's 2.60 ERA, which is really good, and then 7-5. Well, they turned him around.
And they think they've got Ben Sheets turned around.
Well, every year, those last 3-4 starts, it's been better, and better.
Kurt Young gave a lot of credit to the scouting system that the A's have in going and finding these young pitchers and older pitchers and making the right choices and bringing the guys over.
And then it's ultimately up to them. Yep. You know, coaches can help you, and then once you get out there, you got to do it.
Young with the chart and watching. The Orioles will keep the inning going as Breslow surrenders his first one. Time for you to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates tonight. Jeremy Guthrie looking for the win, 6 solid innings. Nick Markakis, he has scored a run, a couple of walks, and a single in the ball game. You saw Adam Jones over there. Jones has delivered. He's reached on a single, an error, and a sac fly RBI. Text in your vote A, B, or C to 51862.
Yeah, a lot of credit to Jeremy, at least getting into the 6th inning and giving the Orioles a chance to come back.
That'll be taken away by Julio Lugo. Lugo 0 for 3 in the ball game tonight. Mentioned Boston's taking the lead over Tampa Bay in their matchup tonight. Both Ortiz and Youkilis going into that game hitting .400 over their last 14 games for both of them. 1-0 delivery, foul tipped. David Ortiz took a shot at Francona last week for pinch hitting for him. I'm sure Francona's saying, take all the shots you want at me. If you're hitting .400, I don't care.
Yeah. It would have been very easy for him to jettison him overboard the way he was swinging the bat in early April, and he didn't do that.
Yep.
And just because you didn't hit last April doesn't mean you can not hit this April. I mean, Terry he could have gone the low a lot easier. I mean, he really stuck with Big Papi. David should understand that.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way.
Also, when Tampa Bay is running away, I mean, the Yankees were 21-8 at one point, so it wasn't like the clubs in front of you were playing poorly.
No.
And then you're still giving the guy enough opportunity to right himself and get back on track, which he has.
2 ball, 1 strike delivery and fouled off. And you know it's going to be a race. I mean, Tampa Bay with a great lead and a great ball club, but Boston and New York are not just going to go away. They'll make a run here at some point. It's still very early, although you start getting to the point once you get through May and get into June. We'll take a look at those numbers when we get to June. But ball clubs that are in first place on June 1 in their divisions generally have a very good shot at finishing number 1.
But the Yankee starters, they've just been struggling the last 18 games. I mean, there's something like 3-8 with an ERA of over 5 runs a game.
And got him to go after one high and probably away. Second strikeout for Breslow. No runs on 1 hit with 1 left on. 7 complete. Orioles up.
don't hit a lot of sacrifice flies. They had 5. They got 2 in an inning. They also had Markakis walks a lot, but when is Tejada ever, all the way to last year? So, again, and now, of course, if you look at the late innings, 25 of the 45 run game of the 45 games, the Orioles have given up runs in the 8th inning. So a very pivotal inning here for Mark Hendrickson. And he pitched 3 innings on Saturday night.
Right. This has been a problem for the Orioles when they've had a lead after 7. They've lost 5 games. I mean, they're 10-5. That's a pretty heady number of losses.
Well, this would be a Jim Johnson inning, and because of the ligament problem, and he was sent down up and back, and then has a slight ligament tear. This is the 8th inning. This is him. Or if Koji Uehara, this would probably be the matchup inning for him.
Costa's drawn a couple of walks in the ball game. He's 0 for 5 on Hendrickson lifetime, and he's taken a couple of those cuts in this game. He drew a walk and scored leading off the 2nd. Walked and was stranded in the 3rd and struck out in the 5th inning.
Well, he's made it very evident he's not going to swing at too many balls until you get to 2 strikes. I mean, just very selective. And he's always had a discerning eye. When he played for the Orioles, they used to have to encourage him in the minor leagues. Swing. Got to swing.
A's have had the base runners tonight. The Orioles, though, have had the key situational hits. And this really is the kind of ball game Dave Tremblay has talked about all season long for the Orioles that he wants to see played. You get the opportunities, take advantage of them, and tonight they have.
And then, of course, if you go back, the first run when the Orioles were trailing 1-0 was a ball that Cliff Pennington throws away. So hopefully sometimes the other team doesn't execute the plays they're supposed to. Again, Tyson Ross with a couple of walks. They take advantage of that. They're doing what other clubs have done to the Orioles, and maybe that will be to their benefit tonight.
When the runners have been on base, the Orioles have struggled in their losses to get them around tonight. Doing it well. Great catch, Tejada diving. Hard line shot. Kuzmanov.
Well, playing off the line because you have a 2-run lead. And again, I don't know if he really picks this ball up. It's almost catches it like a wide receiver. And T-bone John going, well, you can laugh when you make the play. And that's what winning's all about. This game's certainly not a win right there.
He's looking right at him.
Oh, well, it wasn't pretty, but it was certainly effective. There we go. Fumble recovery by Tejada.
Oh, probably didn't have to dive, but hey. Here's Adam Rosales and a ground ball. He's pinch hitting for Gabe Gross. His first up. Gets it over to first base. Good job by Wigginton. Good job by Hendrickson. And Tejada will come in and tell John Shelby just how tough that play was. Bones. Game flow tonight has been about taking advantage of opportunities. That's what the Orioles have done. A couple of walks, 6 innings, 2 sacrifice flies in the inning have given the Orioles the 3-1 lead in the ball game. The other run came in the 4th, and again, taking advantage of an opportunity. Tejada scored. He had drawn a walk. Came around later. Patterson moves to center field. Gross out. Rosales, who pinch hit, stays on. He will play in left field. And we will get a fourth pitcher now for the A's as Michael Wirtz comes out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Andy McPhail had him in Chicago, so he just came off the disabled list. A chance to meet him for the first time down on the field. No runs, yeah, no runs in 5 out of his last 6 outings. Did give up a couple of runs in Detroit, and he had before that 17 scoreless innings.
2 days ago against the Giants, he worked an inning, gave up 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and that was it. He had shoulder tendonitis that put him on the DL right at the very start of the season. Breslow out of there, an inning and a third, as he gave up nothing in runs, 1 hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts for Craig Breslow. Now back to the right-hander. And Nick Markakis will take it up high. The Orioles have drawn 5 walks in this ball game, and 3 of them have come around to score. The Orioles up 3-1, even though they've been out hit 7-5 by the A's. Markakis to right. It is way back at the wall, and goodbye, home run! Nick Markakis pulls it, and it's a 4-1 game.
Let's take a look at your fourth drive of the game. So the hits now 6. Big time home run. They go away from the scouting report, throw him a slider. What you get the bat head to this ball? Powder River right here. Screaming line drive into the courtyard.
Our Ford drive of the game. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford Drive 1. So Markakis gets the homer, and the Orioles add another on the board. His 3rd home run, his 15th RBI, and his first home run in 81 at-bats. That one down the line by Tejada, but that's going to be a foul ball.
Well, a lot of it has to do with the way they pitch it. When they pitch him out over the plate, they don't give him that pitch very often. It's not like he's getting that pitch and missing it. But he's missing too many pitches. But that slider, it speeds up the bat, and he was, just the bat head instead of out to left field, maybe dragging a little bit. He's right on it.
All 3 of his home runs have been hit here at Camden Yards. Rainmaker to shallow right center field. Ellis, the second baseman, called off by Sweeney. And there's the first out of the 8th inning. You'll join us again tomorrow. More O's action. Brian Mattis will take the mound against Trevor Cahill. Our coverage on Masson HD begins at 6:30 with O's Extra, presented by your local Ford dealer, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on Masson. Cahill with that 2-2 mark. Pretty good ERA, though.
Well, talking to Ray Fosse, Cahill, nothing but grounders. 12 and 13 grounder outs in his last couple of starts. And Brian Mattis trying to get back on track. Tough outing. His shortest of his major league career down in Texas.
Ty Wigginton. Wiggy a sac fly. Hit into a fielder's choice, and he is struck out. Playing at first base tonight. And the pitch is in the dirt by Wirtz. The Orioles, even with that home run, have been out-homered here at Camden Yards this year. 32-23. A 9-homer differential in favor of opponent batters. 2-0 count on Wigginton. Wirtz gets it in, fouled right straight down. Only the 26th home run that's been surrendered by this Oakland staff. They have not given up many home runs on the season. And for Wirtz, it was the first against him. Now he's only worked limited action in 7 ball games now.
Yeah, he was 6-1. 74 games for him last year. So they miss him out of the bullpen.
Getting him back off the DL, as is true with so many of these Oakland players. 3-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to miss outside. So Wirtz surrenders the walk.
6 walks now for the Orioles.
Each of the pitchers has given up at least 1. Dallas Braden 2. Tyson Ross 2. 1 each for Breslow and Wirtz. And Adam Jones coming up. Career high 11-game hit streak that he extended in the second inning. We will get a pinch runner coming on for the Orioles, Scott Moore. Scott Moore will run for Wigginton here in the 8th inning. Orioles trying to add to it. Kurt Young goes out to have a word with Wirtz.
Cedric Bowers just called up. Big lefty. Yeah, Kurt Young saying probably, what do you think they're throwing the best? Because none of the stuff really outstanding tonight. I mean, Wirtz again very effective, not only here but with the Cubs. 75 appearances 1 year, 73 for Chicago. But again, not a blazer. And fastball at 89. Slider was hit for the home run. I assume when he's right, he must make awfully good pitches.
Only one down here. Moore on at first. Jones, towering fly ball off the end of the bat to center. Patterson. And there are 2 away. Moore will go back to first base.
Yeah, I think this is not that Ty Wigginton runs pretty well, but I think this is they're gonna take him out for defense anyway. So
Wiggy in the ball game tonight, continuing his production for the Orioles with the RBI sac fly, even though he did not have.
Well, he got the runner in and over with that sacrifice fly to right. So he's a huge at bat.
Another pop up. Suzuki will not have a play.
Yeah, whatever went on with Dallas Braden, we hope that it's nothing serious. So, he did have some flu-like symptoms the last time he pitched. They allowed a youngster to get in, and the Orioles took advantage of that.
The A's announced it was just a managerial decision to take him out of the ball game, but that does not mean the flu symptoms weren't there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Will Ullman in the bullpen.
Well, it's a closing situation to this point.
0-1 count, 2 down.
And why not Will? He's got a save in 2007, save in 2008, and a save in 2009.
Let's get one in 2010. Keep the streak. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way to Matt Wieters. Matt has not had much luck here at his home yard this year. He's hitting only 183 here at Camden Yards, 304 on the road. 3 of his 4 home runs have been hit away. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Moore off first, 2 away. And Wieters will foul that straight back.
Yeah, you missed the new infield grass down in Texas. It was like playing in the U.S. Open, Gary. I mean, it was like you could lose your golf ball in that 4 to 6 inch rough, the U.S. Open. But
they don't have enough water for that, do they? In Texas to water
apparently they do. When Nolan Ryan's running the club.
It must be
the ball like nestled. You could only see like maybe a third of it.
You probably have it running in from the farm. You've got a drainage system from his farm, his cattle farm. You know something I learned? Ray Fosse told me something the other day I never knew. You know that the Oakland Coliseum is below sea level? I did not know that. He said it's below sea level, and when you see the water at night coming up on the grass, you get a lot of heavy dew there. And
it's a very, very.
It's the tide. What? It's the tide.
The tide comes in.
Yes, that one to right field. Matt Wieters way back and off the top of the wall. Moore is going to make a turn. He's going to try and score the relay by Ellis. There is none. An RBI double for Wieters and a 5-1 Orioles lead.
Well, Ryan Sweetie holds the ball for some reason. We had Pennington throw it away early on, and then Ryan Sweeney you got to hit your cutoff man. They're not going to score this run. They're going to have runners at second and third. Another breaking ball, similar to the one that Markakis hit for the home run, hit off the wall, and then watch this right here. He's going to catch it. And then, belatedly, and that gives Scott Moore and Juan Samuel, the third base coach, the impetus to send him. So there's your 4-run lead.
Runner at second base as Wieters delivers his 15th RBI. And the pitch is taken inside as Lou Montanez is going to get his first at bat. Montanez came on as a pinch runner for Atkins in the DH spot and takes it over. Lou hitting just 163 on the year, but an RBI opportunity. And swung on and missed on the slider from Wirtz. So the Orioles with a couple of runs in here in the 8th inning. A leadoff homer by Nick Markakis, his third. A walk to Wigginton. Moore ran for him. And the 2-out double by Matt Wieters, getting the RBI. Here's the 1-1 delivery by Wirtz, fielding.
Well, there's your equalizer. That's an awfully good breaking ball. It almost acts like a splitter. Goes straight down.
Wieters a big lead at second base. They aren't even looking at him. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and that one a slow roller. Pennington. But the Orioles get a couple. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. Nick Markakis, third home run, all of them here at Camden Yards this year. You got that one leading off the 8th. The O's are up 5-1. Will stay on and play at first base. Hendrickson a great job, couple of innings, 1 hit and 1 strikeout, and now Will Oman will come on to finish.
Yeah, he's really having a terrific year for the Orioles. This kind of closed situation, but he will pitch the 9th inning. And again, he gets lefties and righties out. There you go. Pretty good numbers. Strike out at least an inning.
Orioles 3 outs away from putting this game away. It'll be Ellis, Patterson in the top of the order. Pennington due up. Oakland held to just the 1 run. Guthrie a chance to win his 3rd as he went 6, giving up the 1 run on 6 hits. Battling through innings with runners on. And Alfredo Simon Sunday pulling up lane and coming out of the ball game and on the DL today.
Yeah, hamstring problem, and did the wise thing. You can't pitch, you can't push off, you can't land, can't do your running, your conditioning. Well, Oman, of course, he got caught in traffic here, actually, and then ran out of gas.
The newest, Frank Mata, just called up today. Has never appeared in a major league game. Warming up in the bullpen. 1-2 delivery inside. This is not a save situation. A 2-ball, 2-strike count on Ellis, an RBI, even though he's 0 for 3. Got it on a ground ball out. The only run came in the 2nd off Guthrie. A leadoff walk, a double, and then Ellis with the grounder to score the run. 2-2 by Oman goes to 3rd. That's a big hop to Tejada. And a nice pick by Moore. 1 away, 9th inning. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield makes a $25 donation to the Kennedy Krieger Institute for every strikeout recorded so far this season. O's pitchers have 274, means the Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield is that much closer to reaching their $25,000 goal. We thank you, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield, for the commitment to the community, improving the health of kids through wellness education programs. Here is Jake Fox. Fox pinch hitting. Not a big average number, but he's got 5 doubles and a home run.
Real good fastball hitter, Gary. I mean, up in Oakland in that 4-game series, he didn't miss too many. There's a good breaking ball, and he goes right to it. The one thing about Will Oman, as we mentioned, not a safe situation, but he's been out there. He can slow the game down. You need 3 outs, but you don't want to speed it up and get ahead of yourself. And he's been so consistent.
Yeah, ate him up.
Well, that's how you pitch. You know, a good fastball hitter, he knows that. They played against each other in the National League, so you throw him one fastball, and then you throw that slider at his back heel. And it's a good one.
So the Orioles 2 down in the 9th inning. And a very well-played ball game. One of the better games the Orioles have played from beginning to end so far. There's an out to go.
Well, they did the little things.
Yeah.
He got the big hits, got the sacrifice flies, got a gutty performance from Guthrie.
Just a real team effort.
And then Hendricks came on, pitched 3 innings on Saturday, and comes back here on Tuesday and pitches a strong 7th and 8th, especially the 8th, where the Orioles usually struggle out of the bullpen.
Updating you on the AT&T voting. Right now, Guthrie and Markakis in the battle. You can text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 51862. The results on the O's Extra post-game show. That ball in the air, down the line. Moore giving chase, and not quite going to be able to get there. 14,000 plus on hand for the ball game tonight. On their feet as the Orioles look for their 15th win of the season. Jeremy Guthrie trying to get the win would be 3-4. And Tyson Ross, the pitcher of record, would be 1-3. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be taken up high. Cliff Pennington 0 for 4 in the ball game. Coco Crisp remained on the bench throughout the game tonight. We'll see if he gets back for the A's in tomorrow's game. And for the Orioles, Luke Scott an issue. Again, fouled away into the seats. Oman holds it at 2-2.
I tell you what, we're seeing a different Will Oman in the sense that, he's coming right after. It's not like he comes in. He usually comes in, he's a matchup guy. Very around the plate, enough strikes to get him to swing at that slider. 4-run lead, and he's going, here, hit my good stuff.
2-2 delivered. As we said, the Orioles have not had a lot of wins against this ball club. Since '99, the A's have the best winning percentage against the Orioles of any other team they play. So a tough team to beat. 2-2 delivery to Pennington. Swung out and missed, and this is in the books for the O's. Oman comes on and wraps it up with a couple of strikeouts, retiring all 3 that he faces. And the Orioles have won the game 1 of this 3-game series, 5-7-0 for the Orioles, 1-7-1 for the A's. We'll be right back.